I always love and experience Michiana when I get to come to places that I've never been before. And today I'm at the Box Factory with board member Deborah Baker. Deborah, this is beautiful. I mentioned before we start recording, it reminds me a little bit of the old bag factory in Goshen. But tell me about this building. I know that it's been around since 1910, as it says up on the sign, but where exactly are we?
Well, it started out as a box factory, the Williams Box Factory, and it had been an abandoned building for some time when in 1995, the Berrien Artists Guild took a big leap of faith and purchased it as an empty shell of a building, and over the years put in a lot of hard work to make it what it is today, which is a 55,000 square foot multidisciplinary space for the arts.
It's wonderful. There's something about these buildings. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my old soul or something, but there's something about these buildings, how they're constructed, the ceilings. They're just so warm to me. There's just something about them that's just so inviting compared to newer builds.
Well, it works perfectly for our purposes. We exhibit art, we have live performances, we hold classes and workshops, and it's the wonderful multifaceted space that artists can really make their homes. We have 69 studios for artists.
Wow.
Up in the three floors that we have. So it's a wonderful home for the arts.
And of course, artists, it can be such a lonely endeavor. So having a space like this that doesn't cost them a fortune to be here, also having the collaboration of energy and just being part of a community makes such a big difference.
Well, that's exactly right. That's our mission, to support emerging and established artists. And we take that mission seriously in terms of making sure that artists can have affordable space, that they have a place to show their work, and that they have a place to gather. And we see it as a real sort of creative incubator and a community hub where people can come for low-cost access to the arts.
And Saturday, June 14th, it is a day for people to gather. So tell me a little bit about what's going to be happening in this room.
Well, throughout the year, we're using this opportunity to celebrate that this is our 30th anniversary. And we are going to have a wonderful benefit here on Saturday night with Brian Lubeck, who is a wonderful musician who got his start here on this stage 30 years ago. So he's coming back to celebrate with us, along with Andrew Fisher, a wonderful local musician. We'll have a silent auction, a live auction, wonderful food, wonderful drink. We have a specialty drink called the Painter's Mule. So that's our
Painter's Mule.
The Painter's Mule.
Sounds good.
But it'll be a fun night, and we look forward to having as many people come and join us as they can.
And so what are the details for the concert this Saturday for the anniversary?
It's from 5 to 9. The doors open at 5. The auction is from 5 to 7, and the concert starts right after that. We hope everyone will get here in time to enjoy all of it.
I go to a lot of charity events, and I love the auctions. I don't know why. It's just, and I love when they say you won the item, like you didn't pay for it, right? Like you won it.
That's
but
right. Well,
no, I love it though.
And
it's
in
so
this
fun.
case, all the items are donated by our resident artists and entrepreneurs.
That
So
is
there's some wonderful art pieces, as well as some exciting things that will be in the live auction, including surfing lessons and a chance for you to have Brian Lubeck come to your home for a private concert. So lots of fun things to look forward to.
Well, I know that's happening this Saturday, but there's lots for people to experience, whether they can make it on June 14th or not. So we're going to chat with David about some of the exhibitions that are going on here as well. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy those Painter's Mules. So we just spoke with Deborah Baker. Now we're speaking with David Baker, but no relation.
No relation.
Although you are also serving on the board here of the Box Factory, is that correct?
Actually, I'm co-chair of the exhibitions department.
Oh, the exhibition. So tell me a little bit about the exhibitions that are actually going on here right now.
Well, just a brief overview. The box has 6 exhibition series per year. Each of those runs 6 or 7 weeks. And we are currently in our series number 3, which is a regional juried show. The acronym is the MAC, which has been modified to be Mac in the Box. It's the MAAC, the Michiana Annual Art Competition.
Okay.
And it's a juried show. Our guest juror was Jessica Bohus, who's a sculptor and top finalist in the Art Prize in Grand Rapids. And she selected from the 275 pieces that were entered, 158 pieces for our show.
And so
the show is on all four levels, 4 galleries on 3 levels, and it's really a special one. This is really quite nice.
And this is one of the pieces here behind me. Can you tell me a little bit about this, Escape Velocity?
This is a piece by Doug LaFurl from Grand Rapids. By trade, he's an architect, but he also paints and does these wonderful kinetic sculptures. And this is based on a NASA launch And the recording out of this antique 1968 sound machine is actually the footage taken in the control panel during a NASA launch. And here we have the planets and all this cosmic things in wonderful motion on top.
And there's 130 artists here in total that are represented,
Correct.
right? So there's a lot of variety. To
A lot
have
of
something
variety.
like this is definitely unusual and special. But,
Certainly.
But there's a lot of variety that you can see across the 4 floors.
There's a great variety. We have 8 different categories and prizes awarded in each. 3 painting categories, oil, acrylic, and watercolor. Mixed media, sculpture, 3-dimensional art. This one is as a kinetic, which is sort of in our mixed media area. We have ceramics, we have fiber art, printmaking, drawing. I hope I've hit them all, but
you have.
It's quite an array, and we have good representation in all the areas.
So you mentioned that this is made by Doug LaFurl, and it's funny because there's actually a portrait of him just around the corner, right?
Exactly. The portrait is actually done by a wonderful Berrien Springs portrait artist, Harry Ahn, and Harry's portrait is of this artist, Doug LaFurl, with another of his wonderful kinetic machines. And so there's a lovely tie there. We put them close together, hoping people wouldn't miss that.
And so we talked to Deborah about the 30th anniversary coming up, which is on Saturday, June
Correct.
14th. But obviously with the exhibition, this goes on a lot longer. So how long is this here for? You talk about this being the 3rd out of 6 this year.
Yeah, this particular exhibit, the MAC, runs through July 6th. And our next series is series number 4, and we will actually have 4 new shows, one in each of our 4 galleries. And we turn them over rather rapidly. This one closes on July 6th, and the new one opens on July 11th. This is the point where the interviewer says, "Oh my gosh, David, how in the world do you turn it over so fast?"
Oh, do I?
I
definitely won't do it now that you asked me to.
We have a wonderful cadre of volunteers. The box is largely an all-volunteer organization, and they just think it's fun to come out and help for a couple of hours and put things up and
I was
install
actually
them
going to
and put
say
the
5
lighting
days
on.
seemed like it was kind of slow. I thought you were going to have it out a lot quicker. No.
We had a magic wand, you know. It's a lot of art to move in that amount of time.
Oh,
but
of course.
We have a lot of great volunteers who make it happen.
Especially in a way that protects it.
Exactly.
So you mentioned all these 130 artists. I mean, for a lot of artists, they don't have a lot of outlets for their work to be shown.
Right.
So what does it mean to them when you actually do these?
For some, it's particularly special. I was there at the intake table over our couple of days that we did that. And at least a half a dozen artists came in very excited and said, "This is the first time I've ever been included in a juried show." That's nice. It's a real feather in their cap for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
And the mission of the box is to really exhibit regional art. The Krasl and some of the other areas have a kind of a national scope. We sort of give a preference in our MAC show, and also for artists who would apply for solo shows later on to folks within about a 75-mile radius.
Yeah.
We take things from farther away, but that really is our focus.
I love that. And that's the overall mission of this building, as you
Exactly.
mentioned. And it really is a beautiful building, and there's so much to see. And for people, because a lot of people watching, they may live in Elkhart or South Bend and may not really think about coming up here.
Right.
But what would you say to them as an overall just perspective of this whole 55,000 square foot building?
It's a wonderful dynamic place, and we try to have things going on all the time. We generally have 2 or 3 concerts or performances going each month. We have an open mic every Wednesday night. We have several groups that meet. There's a weaving group, a spinning group. Bob Williams teaches portrait classes twice a week. So there's just an awful lot happening. It's really within our mission to promote established and emerging artists. And that's we do it pretty well and pretty actively.
It's a very beautiful building, and there's lots to see here. It's really nice. And as I mentioned to Deborah, I love these buildings, you know, the stone walls, and there's just something about them that they just feel better than newer buildings.
The building, I tell people when they come in, you know, the building is half of the treat, you know,
It is.
in addition to the artwork on the walls. In addition to our 4 galleries, we actually have a couple volunteers who are tenants here, artist tenants, who have decided, here's a little spot of empty wall, let's make another gallery. We've now added 4, we're calling them boutique galleries. Nice. So small, intimate spaces that weren't part of our main 4 exhibitions. They're not really part of our exhibition committee's efforts, but we're turning those over about every month, and those are really a lovely opportunity for our members.
Yeah.
The Guild is, the Berrien County Arts Guild owns the box. The Guild is 350 members strong. And so these small spaces are an opportunity for art makers to show something. They may not have 3 dozen pieces for a major show in one of our big galleries. And so it provides even more opportunities.
And no space wasted.
No space wasted. That's a great tagline.
like
We may use that in our marketing.
Wow. I'll take some commission for that if there's any available.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. I hope a lot of people show up to the concert on Saturday, but just in general, I hope they put this on the radar of places to visit. So
It's
thank
a
you so much.
wonderful happening place. Thank you for the
Thank you.
coverage. Mhm.